You actually learn something at this conference. You hear from your peers and your competitors, and it's a valuable place to be.
I am Leigh Peevy. I am a digital program manager with Greystone Company.
Shameiz Hemani, CEO of Greenlight Consulting.
Forward is a really important event because it's the first one that I've attended, and so I've got a lot of really interest since we're new. My company is new to UiPath and to automation, so I'm really excited about networking and learning and being inspired by everything we see and peers of mine that are in similar roles that have perhaps walked this path before I have.
In 2018, we were looking at whether we wanted to be a UiPath partner or not. And it was a really small room with a really small group of people. And I remember Daniel was on stage and he said, we're a humble company. We want to ensure you succeed. We can't succeed without you. And that really inspired us to sort of hop on the UiPath train. We've been here every year since. It's been an amazing event for us in the sense that you actually learn something at this conference. You hear from your peers and your competitors, and it's a valuable place to be.
Something that we've seen in the short time that we've worked with automation is that it can really enhance employees' day-to-day lives, taking away some of those really mind-numbing activities that they had to do before, and suddenly they have this digital assistant that enables them to do other things, to be more innovative and more creative. And so I think that is a huge benefit. And then the second thing is that Greystone, where I work, so since our existence, our company has donated half of its profits to charity. And so I really feel that anything that we can do to improve our net profit margin is going to be given back to the community and those who really need it. So I think that's powerful in how we can help.
In terms of automation changing the world for the better, I grew up in the 90s and the 2000s, and when we started, I remember my first job was 100 hours a week, and that was normal, and that's what you did, and it was really unsustainable, and I don't think that's true anymore, and a lot of the reason that's true is we've sort of taken some of that work and automated and allowed people to have their day-to-day lives. We use automation internally. Our staff's lives are better. We don't do overtime, and so all these things that were really normal 20 years ago, automation is allowing you to get your humanity back and work and play and have all those things you probably couldn't do when you started your career a while back. So we love it. We think it'll really change the world.
So we're very new to automation, less than a year that we've really been in this space and with actual projects. But we had a few kind of rogue IT folks that were interested, and they developed a couple of the Studio X bots on their own. And then something happened in 2021. We had a new CIO that came into the company, and he had a lot of experience with automation, and he'd seen it work and he'd seen the success. So he brought it to us immediately and challenged us to really put it at the forefront of our IT strategy. And so it's a high priority for us now. It's on our goals, and it's something that really we haven't looked back on since we started about a year ago. We knew we needed partner support, and the way that we went about selecting our partner, the first thing we did was actually choose UiPath as the platform, and then immediately started talking to our account rep about partners that they have that they would reference for us to talk to. So they narrowed it down to a short list for us, and we began an interview process. And really all three of the companies that we talked to seemed phenomenal, that they would be a good fit for us. But we narrowed it down to Greenlight, specifically because I think their deployment model, it really meshed with our culture, and that we knew we needed to upskill and reskill internal employees because we didn't have the skill set in-house, and they were very open and willing to mentoring us and sharing their knowledge with us as part of the methodology. And so that was just really appealing.
You have good customers and you have great customers, and you have some bad customers, and the The nice thing about being a company like ours is we can say no to the bad customers. But what made Greystone great is we have a core value at Greenlight called fair. And the thing I love about fair is it's reciprocal. It's not always in the middle, it's not always on one side, but you know it when you see it. And the process with Greystone, from sort of selection to startup to scale, was extremely fair and over communicative and transparent, and it allows you to sort of really go fast and work together without sort of looking back or questioning each other's motives. And those are great customers, and Greystone's a great customer.
In the beginning, we really focused on 4 major things. The first was getting our infrastructure up and running. The second was developing our foundational COE. Then third, we really wanted to build our pipeline and make sure that we had a solid pipeline that was groomed and we knew what we were going to automate first. And then lastly, we wanted multiple development streams. And so we utilized Greenlight as one of our development streams, but then we also were trying to at the same time build up our internal knowledge and skill sets, and we have an offshore group as well. So we kind of took all 3 of those lanes and worked them simultaneously through the process. And I think that really helped us to kick things off initially and to have multiple projects working in parallel. So could we have gotten to run faster? I think that's a great question. Some would definitely say yes. And I think that although we worked at a very quick pace with a sense of urgency, there's several things that we really haven't tapped into yet that we're going to look to do in the near future. One of those is developing our citizen development program. We don't have that in place today, so we think getting those additional developers and building that program is going to help us to run faster. And we're also very interested in process mining. So something we've learned is that the upfront discovery and that BA work that is necessary to get to a solid automation development phase of your project, that perhaps that can get faster and be accelerated through process intelligence and process mining. So we're very interested to explore both of those things.